Hey everybody, welcome back. We got an upgrade in the garage this week. As always, it's Joey Hamilton with Graham Betchhart, and welcome to Making Space for Love.
And look at our new couch. We got our new wonderful couch to sit on.
It's so comfortable.
It's very comfortable. We got the little sign here, got good space for it.
Yeah, now I feel like I'm really at therapy.
Yeah, I know, right? We're advancing here every week. We're advancing it. It is nice to have a nice comfy couch.
Dude, I want to start this episode off by saying like the last few weeks for me have been insane. Like,
Yeah.
if you're listening out there, like this stuff absolutely works. Like I am tapped into something right now where the universe just seems to be like loving really hard on me in every part of my life.
Dude, that's so dope, dude. That like when I got introduced to this stuff as a teenager and you're like you feel it work. And it's not some hooey shit and you're like, "Oh my god, like it feels amazing." And then you start like your frequency, like it's real. Your
It's
vibration is high, your frequency is high. And then you're kind of in that state of being.
And like the thing that I would say that's like kept me in this is one, when I feel the stories, I feel the doubt, because like that still happens, right? Like you can't just be like tripping out like constantly, but that stuff still comes up, and I just shut it down immediately with like, I love myself unconditionally. I love myself. I love the parts of me that feel nervous or curious or scared or don't know what to do in this moment, right? Like you just say that, it's like so confident, it gives you so much confidence. And then the other thing that I was realizing this week is that when you get a lot of good vibes in you, right?
Yeah.
Or maybe even negative. Well, I haven't tried it with the negative stuff yet, but like when you got a lot of good vibes, right? Like you're doing well at work, like you're being a great parent, like you've got great relationships that are developing.
Yeah.
Like you build up that energy inside you. And what I notice is like it's kind of like Don't Eat the Bunny, but a different form of it. It's like the energy build up.
There we go.
Right? And like you don't want to let it go because like I'm gonna hold on to this. But as I was noticing that, I was like tensing up because I was trying to keep it in me.
Wow.
And finally I was like, just let go. Like let it flow through you, right? Like one of the things you say is like the glory doesn't go to us.
Yeah, right.
The glory goes to the creator or the
Yeah,
spirit or
whatever you
or
want to
whoever,
call it.
whatever you want to call
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
And so just be the filter that this energy flows through. And the more I've done that, it's just like, one, it just takes all the pressure off. And two, you actually feel better.
Damn.
And you just go through the day like in this constant flow state of like,
Wow.
I'm just killing it right now. Like I had a friend
Wow, that's
who like just randomly texted me like a picture of himself. He's been like walking all the time lately. He wouldn't tell me why, and he just randomly sent me a picture of himself at Machu Picchu, being like, "Just thinking about you killing it at Machu Picchu." Like,
yeah, let's go.
you know, like that's like
Wow.
right. Like that's what my like last 2 weeks has been like. Stuff like that, like constantly.
Damn. Well, congrats, man.
wild.
You've been doing the
I
work.
don't know, and I know like it could be over tomorrow, right? I don't know, but like I'm gonna do the best I can to like
Let it come through you, man.
just keep letting it flow.
That one makes a lot of sense to me as you start to get the abundance pouring in and the energy pours in. I know my initial reaction as this stuff comes through was like to grab it and not lose it.
Mm-hmm.
And you mentioned not eating a bunny, and it like this process never stops of like, okay, I've unlocked it. Now I'm unleashing it. So if we look at like energy as our greatest currency, which is our opinion, right? And once it start to come through you, you mentioned this. This is how I like to look at it, like you're a vessel. So you are an open vessel that has tapped into this source that is just moving through you with a magnitude of power and vibration. And as it's moving through you, all this cool stuff in life comes with it. And then here's our humanness. I don't want to lose this shit. Right? I don't want to lose it. And that's our little ego that always shows back up after you've done this and wants to like control it. But instead of the grabbing and holding, and I don't want to lose this, and this girl, like, I accept it all. Source, it's all for you.
All for you.
And now we can work on devoting ourselves to be in this frequency, right? And I want you to think of yourself. I always try to look at myself like I'm a DJ. What vibe do I want to play today? I get to select what vibe I play. If I go tight and try to control results, I'm going to play a lower vibe.
Yep.
So that's the music you play. If I work on the acceptance, I'm going to play a frequency that's up here. Dude, and so it's like, first of all, congrats.
It's just wild. And like the abundance that I'm receiving in my life right now in every form, like every form. I don't even know how to describe it. And like, I'm like talking to somebody now, right? And like,
Okay.
where I'm putting this stuff to use now. And
Yeah.
like, now I'm at the part where I'm like, she's amazing, and I'm trying not to eat that bunny. And so every day inside, like, I'm like, fight the stories, like, beat them down, tell yourself you love yourself unconditionally.
Yeah.
And you know, I tell her that, like, we're open about this stuff, right?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
we
yeah.
talk about it, and she's like,
Wow.
you know, she's like, I love the way that you show up for me, like, you're so present, and
Damn.
you know, I'm like, oh, if you only knew what was happening inside sometimes,
Man,
right?
you are winning the fights.
You know,
Oh
it's
yeah,
so
you're
cool.
creating, you're making space for love.
It works. Like, it works. It works. I don't know how else to say it. It
and,
works.
and let's keep it real. So the stories that, tell me what it's like for you. The stories would pop up for me would be like, basically, don't lose all this shit. So almost like scared, like grab it, make sure it connects with me.
It all has to do with don't lose it, but it could be something like, oh, I wish like I could spend more time with her, or like I wonder how she
Okay.
feels, or you know, like,
Got
just
it. Yeah,
but
yeah.
it's still like all of that is like, why do I want to spend more time with her? Because I
Yeah.
want to make sure that I don't lose her, right? Like,
Got it.
but
Okay.
and then I'm like, no, you know what? Like, listen, like she went on a 17-mile hike on Sunday, and she like didn't answer anyone's text. She answered mine. She called me on the way home. Like, I was the only person she talked to really that day. And then she went to bed, and I was like, oh, it would have been cool, like, go hang out with her or something. And like
Dude.
call my best friend the next morning, and he was like, dude, what the fuck is wrong with you? This girl went on a fucking 17-mile hike. You're the only person she texted during the hike. You're the only person she called on the fucking way home. And like, now she wants to hang out with you in 2 days. Like, what the like? What
Dude,
is like? What is wrong with you? I'm like, well, now that you put it that way,
come on.
right? Like,
The healing happens together.
yeah.
So if you're in this quality thing occurring, and you're clearly doing the work in it, because you can only heal in it. How could you go through this if you weren't in a relation? Like, you have to kind of go into it.
You have to have the factors that are creating the stuff.
This is beautiful, man, and you're owning all your stuff in this stuff. And the other side of it is, it sounds like she's very clearly doing her work in life.
Oh, she's down to do the work 100%.
What? That's the only vow I have with my wife.
Yeah.
I'll never know what the work is going to be, but I'll do it once I'm aware of it.
Yeah.
And that's her vow. And I'm like, man, then you have a partnership. All the shit that comes up in you now, just so you know, it has nothing to do with her. It's like,
right. And it's like,
you know
for
what I
me,
mean?
it's like, I see that 100%. And like,
That's amazing, dude.
I don't really know how to describe it, right? Like, she knows how to take care of herself and what she needs. And for me, I've always been like the rescuer, right? So like, now I'm here like feeling like I don't have a job, but it's just like, that is healthy, right? And so, like you were saying, like the whole like cross your arms thing. Now I'm crossing my arms the other way. It feels so uncomfortable because I'm like, what do I do here? Like, this is new. Like, I'm used to having it be unhealthy, and me like being the emotional support for somebody else in an very unbalanced way. And she's like, I'm good. Like, I got myself. And I'm like, oh, but then I'm like, oh, that leaves more time for me to breathe and be cool. And right? It's like, I don't know. It's cool.
Dude, that's so great that you see the patterns. You can see yourself wanting, not save, but, you know, like, do all the work. And she's clearly doing her own work. So then it's like you're wiring yourself as we speak.
Yeah, like, yes.
As we
literally
speak.
rewiring myself. I think we got another caller coming in.
Let's do it.
Hello.
Hi, guys.
Hey, how you doing?
Welcome to the show. It's Graham.
Yeah, this is Joey. Where are you calling from today, and what's your name?
Hi, Graham and Joey. This is Daniel from Marin County, California.
Let's go, Daniel. Welcome to the Making Space for Love show. We're grateful to have you on, man. What's top of mind for you?
Well, top of my mind would be probably, I mean, I could go into many subjects, but I would say my nervous system regulation. I just got out of a 7-year relationship, and we're both. I'm a very sensitive artist person, and she's a very sensitive psychologist, and we just triggered the hell out of each other for 7 years.
Wow.
And I couldn't change the dynamic I couldn't seem to. I knew what I had some tools, and I knew what was going on, but when it came to getting down to it and the moment, it was very hard to contain the energy that was going through my body,
Mm.
and then
Wow.
how that would come out my mouth, and I would go get defensive, and I'd get, I would say things that, it's very closed. My heart was closed, you know. And so this has been going on. I mean, I'm 54 years old. It's gotten better. Um, she's a psychologist, so I learned a lot about myself.
I could
But
imagine. Yeah.
but as far as like, yeah, as far as like, I guess my question, where am I going? The question is, how how does one work with the nervous system in a really deeper way? Like, what are the answers to the nervous system, and how can I work with that in a better way, in a more, just a more clear way, and get results from that?
So I guess my questions to you are, whenever you're ready for whatever's next relationship wise, it sounds like this is something you want to kind of work on, um, have better control over, and like, would that be right?
Yes.
Daniel,
Yeah.
first,
More. Go ahead.
oh, first of all, thank you for sharing all that. Really, really amazing stuff you're working on, and I think a lot of people can relate to that, to feeling just really triggered and then kind of overwhelmed physically. I know I can relate to
Oh
that,
yeah.
and then having a real hard time with your words after that,
Yes.
and that defensiveness. I know I can definitely relate to that, and feeling just that real. It's like when you get into that defensive energy, it's like a really challenging place to be. And it sounded like you mentioned you were triggered for 7 years, that you guys would trigger each other. Was that something that kind of early on in the relationship, it felt like that was there, that there was a lot of that, and it kind of continued on? And I only asked that because when people come into our lives, what I've noticed is, and Joey and I were just talking about this, that it's only in the relationship that we can actually have a chance to like do our healing, because we actually have to be, kind of in the trigger or in the stuff to kind of like go, okay, well, how do I work on this? Or how do I actually improve this? Or how do I get better at this? And then one side of it
Right.
is like, was this the right person to do the work with? Is this the right fit
Right.
fit for me to do the work? And so anyway, I'm just really grateful that you're bringing this stuff up. Is there any place that you want to start with it? You mentioned like feeling it physically a lot, and then kind of working on that. Does it feel like it's more of like, I want to get skilled with this type of person, or do you feel like maybe, is it kind of selection of a partner, of like, what am I maybe attracted to? Is this the right kind of person I'd want to be attracted to again, or like, what do you sense?
Yeah, that's a very good question. I'm feeling definitely that I picked the wrong partner,
Okay.
and I'm not sure if that's correct or not. But because my early childhood, she reminded me of my father. My father had a lot of aggression
Okay.
and anxiousness,
Okay.
I've tended to, over the years, I've tended to pick a woman that has those traits.
Makes sense. There's the
Yeah,
there's the familiar pattern, right? It's a familiar
yeah,
familiar pattern. Yeah, totally.
Yeah, I know for me, well, Graham and I have talked about this. Like, I just try to keep recreating the dynamic with my family, and I'm like, oh well, like I could change it this time. I could like just make them love me if I do it differently. Like it can work, right? Like you're trying to like repair something old by forcing something with the same thing with a different person.
Mm.
yes, exactly.
Mm. It's like, so if I'm hearing you correctly, it sounds like it was a selection or a pattern selection that you've had since you were young, with a pattern with you and your father, who was kind of aggressive, and And it almost sounds like you got into this, that was a familiar pattern. Do you find yourself, when you were in it, did you find yourself trying to get her out of the aggression or try to fix that or shift that? Or what's the experience like when you were in it?
Yeah, I mean, it depended on if I was in a very grounded space, I could just say, "Hey, I noticed your tone is getting very intense,
Yeah.
and I can't talk to you when you're getting ramped up like this."
Mm. Did you, and this is what's coming to me now, did you feel like growing up with your dad, you mentioned you were an artist, was it okay and safe for you to be an artist in your house and to be in that space?
Um, yeah, it was okay until I started doing marijuana and stuff.
Totally, okay.
Yeah, he was worried about the path that I was on.
That makes sense. That makes a lot of
Yeah.
sense. Okay.
Also, as I I noticed this last kind of few months that I was with her, I noticed that I was censoring myself a lot more than I ever have with her.
Mm.
And so I noticed that I wasn't fully being myself
There it
or
is.
sharing everything, or, so there was this kind of editor in the house, like there's this guy editing me. And I think that, and then when I would get triggered, all that resentment of editing would
Yeah.
come out.
That makes sense. I mean, first
Makes a
of all,
lot of
yeah, I just
sense.
want to say that makes complete sense. I've been
Totally.
there before too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, that makes a amazing sense. You know, one of the places, Daniel, that we started with Joey, and then I started with this, and I think a lot of people can maybe connect to this, is I think we all have parts of us that we have to learn to love, or parts of us that we have to learn to accept, parts of us who we are. And we use this affirmation, I love myself unconditionally, as this baseline affirmation. And the word unconditionally is the powerful word, because it's basically saying, hey, I love all of me. Right? I love the parts that,
Yes.
so we can be
Yes.
authentic in this life and be genuinely who we are. What I'm sensing right now is maybe this is a moment to kind of contemplate some of this, and maybe this relationship has brought you to this place of where it's like, well, maybe it's time to love yourself unconditionally with some of these authentic spots, because it sounds like you were censoring yourself a little bit, or I think you said editing. What a great word, editing yourself.
Yeah. Yeah. And also, um, I noticed that I was like, like I love I'm trying to get what I need from her, like what is this? What's going on here? Like what you're saying to me right now got me to remember that I was noticing I was really trying to get the love from the outside,
That's
outside of me.
yes, that's such a powerful awareness piece. I've noticed when we try to get
Yeah.
it from outside of us, it's kind of like it never kind of happens, because
No,
it,
it
That's
doesn't.
it doesn't happen, but we keep trying sometimes.
Yeah, and I just got really exhausted. I got tired, you know.
it's
And then I got to the point where I was like, why am I hanging out with this person? I'm not getting my needs met.
Yeah.
I'm not. She's not getting her needs met. You know. So
that's a
I
that's
just I hit the wall.
yeah, that's a huge piece. I mean, right? Like we're talking about things like your relationship with your dad, your relationship with yourself, this relationship with this person that you were with for 7 years, and like when you're seeing things from a past trauma, and you're trying to have someone else heal that piece of you, like trying to find that thing that's going to work and fit in your heart, like that you can't find that in anyone else but you. And
No.
that's right. And
Yeah.
like
Right.
that's where Graham comes in and is like, if you say literally like all the time, this is what worked for me, just constantly say to yourself, I love myself unconditionally. And what might happen, this is what happened with me, is like I was saying it, like forcing it, right? And so I was like forcing
Yeah.
it into me. And the minute I just kind of like took a breath and relaxed and was like, like, okay, like I love myself unconditionally, right? You start saying it slower and softer to yourself, like you're caring for yourself, right?
Mm.
Like, I was like yelling it at myself at
Mm.
first. And then what will happen, or what happened, right? Like
Yeah, yeah.
then what will happen, or what happened for me next is like I still realize there were these parts of me that for decades I hid from everyone else, right? Everyone has those parts that you don't like to show in public or to certain people or, to anyone sometimes. And like those parts would come up. And I realized like when those would come up, I say, I love those parts of me too.
Mm.
And then when you start feeling nervous or anxious or scared or you don't know what to do, just always say like, I love myself unconditionally. And I love the part of me that doesn't know what to do right now. Or I love the part of me that's scared. And just keep naming those things.
Wow.
And those words, I do not know how to describe it. They like seep into your soul and do amazing healing.
Yeah, I'm gonna practice that.
Daniel,
That
try
sounds
it.
that sounds great.
It got introduced to me when I was 19, and my teacher was like, "Okay, write it down." And in my mind, I'm like, "What is this corny stuff?" And then I started writing down, "I love myself unconditionally." And by the 10th time I wrote it down, I was like, "Something's happening here." And I started to say the affirmation to myself, and it made me face myself and face some of these scary parts that I didn't even know if I wanted to know about myself. But I learned to love myself authentically and genuinely, and it was profound how it changed my life. And then I was like, okay, this is the single most powerful sentence I've ever heard in my life, because love and unconditional self-love, it's like that can't be stopped. There is,
Right.
it literally can't. And so I think like we get into these relationships, and it can point us in that direction of like, okay, this is the place I need to love. And we always say this, it doesn't go without vulnerability. Like it's gonna feel
Yeah.
vulnerable. I mean, let's keep it real. Like it feels
Yeah.
vulnerable. It can feel so scary. But we like to say, Daniel, victory goes to the vulnerable. That when you lean in and do this and you kind of face yourself and embrace yourself, it's like you learn to really, this full thing comes through you. And it's like it's truly an amazing journey. So wow, just for when I say congrats, I know it's a 7 year and it's a breakup, it's tough, but I can't help but in these moments have a level of optimism of like, man, there's an amazing opportunity in these moments to really gain an awareness piece and to love more of you, to love pieces of you that maybe you didn't even know were on the side. And maybe you don't have to edit those anymore. You know what I mean? Like maybe you can read
Yeah.
the full thing without editing it out, you know?
Yeah, because there's all sorts of emotions and there's all sorts of feelings that come up even when I'm alone, just
Yeah.
like my mind can drift to the future and be fearful of something, you know?
That's,
Absolutely. That's
And
just being a human.
yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
and
Yeah.
that's the other thing I wanted to bring up is um, towards the end of the relationship, I noticed I was feeling fear, and that's what kept me like that's what made me edit, and then I wasn't really then I wasn't really even there, right?
Wow. Yeah. Yeah.
Uh-huh. And like when you
Yeah.
had, so I've been in this situation before. When you felt like you had to edit yourself, did that just bring on and pile on more resentment towards your partner,
Mm.
Um,
or did you just keep it down?
it I mm, it made me not want to be in the relationship.
Yeah.
I don't know about resentment towards her. The resentment would come out in my triggers.
Okay.
Yep.
So, like like the and and you said, Graham, you said vulnerability.
Victory to the vulnerable.
Uh,
Yeah, we talk about vulnerability a lot.
yes. So I know that I learned at a very young age to go straight to anger and not feel the pain of
Oh yeah.
whatever that
This is
person
a
said to me.
wow. That's
Yeah.
really that's powerful what you just said. This is a really big one for people. You went right to anger instead of feeling the pain. Anger feels better than being hurt, and that's why
Yep.
that's why we go to anger, because you're like the hurt doesn't even feel good. But it's like if we bypass the hurt and go to the anger, we stay in that rage state, and that can self-destruct our life. And the cool thing is, if we just go back and acknowledge the hurt, and we just go feel the hurt, we can like unroot this from our whole system by going through it. And that's the big vulnerability piece is, this is going to hurt. I remember telling Joey, I was like, let's get the Kleenex out and we're going to cry, because
Uh-huh.
if that's what we've been avoiding the whole time, guess what? We have to go experience that. And as you experience it, turns out it's not as bad as you think. It turns out it's
Yeah,
not as bad as why you were resisting it. And then you start to experience it and you're like, oh, it's it's not the end of the world, you know?
yeah, yeah,
And it'll
yeah. It's so interesting how I don't know if you've heard of parts work.
What's that? No,
Have
tell
you,
us about that. Yeah.
parts work? It's therapy. It's like you work with different parts of yourself, and
Okay. Yeah.
there's this part called protector.
Yep. Okay.
So there's a so I when I was dealing with my father, I learned as I was growing up to have a protector, and my protector is vicious, man.
Oh, okay.
Like
Yeah.
it could get vicious. Like it could get like you're not going to fuck with me,
Yeah.
you know.
Totally. Totally. Totally.
And that's scary. That's scary for a woman to come up against, you know.
100%.
mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
I mean, I've toned it down a lot, but man, oh my god, the feeling in the body is like a volcano.
Well, that part of you, that protector part, that was created to like literally to protect you, right? To protect you as like a kid and a young man, like dealing with your father. And so when you're dealing with that, you're creating that part to stand up to an authority figure. Like it's gonna be sharp,
yeah.
right? It's gonna
Yeah,
like
yeah,
you cannot. It's gonna be something that you need to build up. That you can't let that person through who's in your mind bigger, stronger, like
yes,
has
that's
more authority.
correct.
So when
Mm.
you use that with a partner and a woman, like those things come out, and like you said, like it's awesome hearing you say that you've done the work to tone it down a lot, and amazing that you have the recognition that that is scary for a woman, right? Like so many guys like don't even get to that point in their life. So like
Yeah,
congrats, commending you. I would
Huge.
just say like keep doing that work, and like maybe you develop a different protector for different scenarios, right? Because like you don't need the protector for your dad that you needed for your partner, right? Like it
Mm-hmm.
was
no,
like maybe you need a toned down version of that. So as you continue to work, do that parts work, like those parts of you can evolve, right? And you can
yes,
like give yourself permission to say, hey, I understand why I had that protector and it served me well, and thank you, and I'm letting you go now because I don't need you anymore, right? And
yeah,
you develop a new
yeah.
protector that's a little bit softer.
Mm.
It's tough.
It's very tough to let
Yeah,
go because, like you said, like you get triggered and you get dysregulated, and that stuff just comes out like you don't even have to think about it.
yep,
And
yep,
so let's make it real practical here, because that's right. That's sometimes the feelings are so intense it can make it so we avoid this stuff, you know. And when we say like let's get some Kleenex, we're sincere that sometimes this work, and this is what Joey and I were doing together, is when the triggers come up, it's like, okay, for the next 3 to 5 minutes, right? I'm gonna sit with myself, I'm going to breathe, and I'm going to welcome in all these feelings. Instead of running, being defensive,
Mm,
protecting, doing all those things that maybe as a 10, a 15-year-old, or a 20-year-old, maybe that made sense on some level. At this age, it doesn't make any sense anymore, right? It's actually the opposite of what you think. Let me just be with myself unedited. Right, here's my chance to like be with the full me. And here's a part of me. This part of me wants to be a vicious protector right now, and that's actually not,
yeah,
it's actually that's actually not the thing that's going to make me safe. Being safe now is learning to feel these feelings, that before the protector comes out and rages, what's the feeling right before, and let's go be with that. And then let's tell ourselves I love myself unconditionally 10, 15, 20 times in this 3 4 minute moment. And you just be there for those moments. And what I found, it's in that moment, Daniel, in that 3 to 5 minute moment, that's winning the fight. And you go in
yep,
there and you can flip it. And what I told Joey was, hey, like, let's do this for 3 months. And Joey was like, in his mind, he didn't say it out loud. He's like,
It
that
felt
sounds
like so long.
that's insane. He was like, I'm trying to get through like the next 10 minutes, and I'm like, no problem. But make it real, right? If we do this for 3 months, and this is a skill or a habit we're building, you're gonna have something, it'll stick with you a little bit. And so if you just in these moments where the trigger comes up, say, I'm ready for it, and I'm ready to love this part of me too, and you just be with yourself, say I love myself unconditionally. That's where I started with it, and then after a while I was like, okay, this is the greatest thing I've ever seen. I've seen Joey do it. I've probably done this with a few hundred people. And what I always tell people, Daniel, is if you don't like loving yourself unconditionally and you don't like loving all of you, just come right back to living compartmentalized. You know what I mean? Like you can always come back to however you were living before. So there's really no risk to do this in that moment where you're loving yourself, or maybe you've never been fully authentic in that moment. It will feel really scary, right? And this is where we
Yeah.
use some of the mental skills, and you're like, I'm actually not in danger at all, right? Like I
Right.
feel like I'm in danger. This might be the 12-year-old or 15-year-old in you that doesn't know what's going on and is trying to be the protector, thinks you're in grave danger. And as we get older, we're like, we're actually not in grave danger anymore. So I'm ready to rewire this in me. And 5 minutes sitting with yourself, I love myself unconditionally. As tough as the part of you is, it's vicious. This I love myself unconditionally will kick that motherfucker's ass, and it'll take that part of
Okay.
you and it'll drop it on the ground, and it'll unleash a fury of love that's so profound, it'll just overwhelm it with that. And so whatever viciousness it was, there is no counter to I love myself unconditionally. There is no punch that can counter that. There's no affirmation. Like that's the most lethal force that I learned this in 1997, right? So I'm like, I'm almost 50 years old, and I've taken this through every imaginable thing I could in the last 30 years to see if it would lose, and it's unfucking defeated. The only time it's lost was when I didn't throw the punch. Like I
Yeah.
forgot to say I love myself unconditionally. Then of course it can't do it. But every time, Daniel, it's won, which
It's
is
amazing. I
shocking to
can
me.
100% attest to that.
Shocking
If
to
you
me.
can start saying that to yourself and saying that to yourself in those moments of every piece of you that is scared or anxious, or when all those things come up, you will gain so much confidence. I just don't know how to describe how it works.
Do it. Give
So
yourself.
how much?
Yeah.
How much a day do you do this?
Like every time you feel feelings come up,
Yeah.
every single time you
Okay.
just say, I love myself unconditionally.
Yep.
And if you can name the thing that you're feeling, you say,
Yes.
I love the part of me that is scared, anxious, angry,
Yes.
doesn't know what to, confused. Like you just name it and you say, I love that part of me too, just as often as you can. And
Yes.
it almost becomes like second nature
Yeah.
at some point.
It'll
And you'll
become a
just
skill.
start, it's a skill that you'll just start
Do it.
doing.
Do
Oh
it.
man, I am excited.
Yeah, do it when it pops up, Daniel. So think of like what we're doing right here, talking. This is more almost like a therapy session, right? Where we're talking it out. It makes sense. Mental training is we're going to get off this call in a little bit. You're going to go live your life, and you're going to get rocked with a trigger at some point, right? And we don't
Oh
know.
yeah.
No one knows when or how. You do not get a warning for this shit. It might be when you're at your job. It might be you're in line in the grocery store. Whenever that moment comes up, it's like a fight. That's when you actually do the work. So it's not therapy where we're going to schedule an hour talk. It is, oh, for this 5 minutes when I'm in line in Trader Joe's, for whatever reason, I'm triggered right now. And so you go in that moment, whether you excuse yourself from Trader Joe's, go to your car, walk outside real quick, and you do it in that moment, in the moment when you're in the trigger, which again, it's not going to be convenient and it's not going to come when you schedule it. It's going to come whenever it
Right.
wants. You do it for those 5 minutes. Sit with yourself and say, first of all, I'm so grateful it's here. And then you just repeat, I love myself unconditionally. And like Joey said, which is genius, name the things you're loving. I love the shame that I'm feeling right now. I love the guilt that I feel guilty for whatever. I love the part of me that was refusing to be authentic. I can't believe I love that part of me. I've been trying to hide that my
So
whole life.
you basically are just loving it.
Yeah.
Loving
All of
those
it.
parts.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
No editing. You're loving it, but you're saying it. If you can write it down, not typing, if you have a pen or pencil and you can write it, there's something profound that happens by the movement of your hand while you're writing it out. It's different. But so just do that every day when it comes up, and know at some point today, it's going to come up. Some point tomorrow, it's going to come up, because if you're ready to do this work in your life, it's going to present itself, and you do it and lean into it and know that we're here and know that it works and we're doing it with you. And all you have, literally just sit with yourself, feel the feelings, pull out some Kleenex and say the affirmation. And chances are, if you've always gone to rage, Daniel, if that was kind of the protective mode, we're going to get
Yeah.
ourselves back to the hurt and the sadness. So chances are you're probably going to have to cry a little bit,
Yeah, you
right?
will. Like,
And,
there's no
and,
chance.
and that's a good thing. That's a good
Yeah.
thing. And then as you're crying, be like, if this was what I was avoiding, we're okay. And I love
Yeah.
this part of me
Yeah.
too. And I don't know, does that connect? Does this make a little sense?
Yeah, it does. Like at the beginning of what you were talking about, I was like, oh, that just sounds very simplistic.
Right.
But it is simple, but it sounds like very interesting to me.
Yeah, and remember, we're not in our feelings right now. This is gonna feel like a real fucking fight to you. So like it's so simple, because when you feel the trigger popping up, you want it to be simple. We can't have some complex thing going on in that moment. It's got to be, all I have to do is feel the feeling and say to myself, I love myself unconditionally. Yes, it's that simple. When I work with athletes and everyone under immense pressure, it has to be simple, right? It's this is not a
You don't have
complex.
time to think it through,
No,
right?
and
Like,
you have
you're
to
dysregulated.
and deliver the I love myself unconditionally. Deliver that over and over and over again to yourself. And the way we look at this, I always loved Bruce Lee, the martial artist. He was really big in the mental game. Bruce Lee said, I don't fear the man that's practiced 10,000 punches once. I fear the man that's practiced one punch 10,000 times. And so
Yeah.
the punch of I love myself unconditionally, that's the punch. And again, I learned this in 1997 as a 19-year-old. Thought it was weird at first. And here I am 30 years later, and it's essentially the foundation of every single thing I've ever done. I've taken that punch into the scariest moments and thrown it, and it wins
every time.
every single time.
Yeah.
And Daniel,
Wow.
like,
Yeah. Yes.
you mentioned before, like trying to find healing yourself through somebody else. And so what we're doing here, right? Like, the idea of this show is, if you can have a great relationship with yourself, then you can start to develop and create the space to have and accept and receive love in the relationships that you want, right? So if you start by saying, I love myself unconditionally, I love these parts of myself that I've been hiding, or I haven't come face to face with, right? So, like, then you can start accepting that from other people. So the visual we like to use is, imagine,
Oh, I see. It has a It's a
right,
dual operating system.
yes.
There it is.
So imagine, like, you have a runway, right? Like, your life is a runway. And
Yeah.
right now, it's just covered in stuff, right? Trauma and experiences and relationships and whatever. And there's this plane that's coming to land. And this plane has everything you've ever wanted in your life. It has the love you want for yourself. It has the love you want from others. It's got, abundance and wealth and health and all of these things that you deserve. And Daniel, you deserve these things in your life. And this plane is coming to land, but it cannot land when the runway is covered. So the more you say to yourself, I love myself unconditionally, the more you do that work, you start to clear up that runway. And when you clear up that runway, that plane can now land.
Whew.
Right.
The new pattern can land, right? Because you cleared out the old pattern, which and you've made a new pattern. So you can see, as you start to love yourself unconditionally, you're making space for someone to love all of you,
Mm-hmm.
right? To be able to
Yes.
love,
Amen.
because you've had the courage to love all of you yourself,
Yeah.
and so they
Yeah.
can love all of you too. And that courage is, the vulnerability is a big piece of this. Again, we have our wrestling belt here that says victory to the vulnerable. Daniel, we'd be putting this on your shoulder right now, because it's amazing the work you're doing. Just to call in and explore this stuff is incredible. And what I want you to do is,
Yeah.
just to make this real simple, this for everybody, remember this work 3 to 5 minutes at a time. It's going to hit you like a baseball bat, and it's going to come at you not when you want it, not when you schedule it. Usually it comes in you when you're most vulnerable, right? That's
Yeah,
what.
I mean, I at least have one trigger a day, at least.
Oh, well, here we
Yeah.
go.
So,
Perfect.
Do not forget to
yeah.
throw that punch. And that's like, you'll get in that situation and all that shit will start to come up and you will forget. And just remember what we talked about. Say,
Yeah.
all you have to say, I love myself unconditionally. Just throw that punch and we'll knock it the fuck
Let's
out.
go. And this, I
How about some sticky notes around my
yes,
Yes.
yes,
Yeah.
yes. Put it on your
Love
put it
that.
on your forehead. Put it on like with athletes, like you could write it on your shoes. Like what if
Oh,
you
we
had it
should,
on the
those
inside
little
of
like
your arm?
bracelets,
Yeah, bracelet, a little
we should make
wristband. I love
bracelets.
Yeah.
myself
We
unconditionally.
should make those bracelets.
We're gonna make you a bracelet and send it to
Yeah.
you because the key with this.
Now I know what my next tattoo is gonna be.
Hey, no
Amazing.
joke. I love myself unconditionally on
Unconditionally.
your forearms. Man, you're on it. But okay, so coming back, the reason I call myself a mental skills coach and I call this stuff mental training is because what we just talked about is not a quick fix. Again, when I say, hey, give yourself 90 days or 3 months, right? You said you get triggered once a day. Great. Every day we get to do this for 90 days. Imagine doing this 90 to 100 times. Do you know how much more skilled you're going to be at this? And you're
Oh
going to,
yeah.
and then once you have the experience like Joey had, that you're like, wow, this is real. It works. Then there's no turning back. And then the key is this is an everyday devotion. So
Yeah.
I got introduced this 30 years ago. Guess what I have to do every day? This. Now, am I a little more skilled at it than I was 30 years ago? Yes, because I have reps and I have all this experience of seeing it work. So I believe in it in totality. Am I perfect at it? Not perfect, but I try my best, to really get at it every day. And the more you do this and you keep expanding your life and loving more of you, you actually attract a lot of abundance in your life. And this is what me and Joey were talking about. You have to continue to do this work because say a great partner comes into your life and a great relationship, we can have a tendency to want to grab onto it and not lose it. And that's when we can squish the whole thing. And we got to go, okay, I love myself unconditionally. And these skills guide you on a daily basis. So, man, great job,
Dude, this is
Daniel.
amazing.
Great
I
job.
love it. I love
Great
it.
job. Wow. We're,
Thank you
we
so much.
thank you. We are going to build wristbands, and our goal is to get one to you.
Yeah, well, I'll
What a
get
great
you
awareness.
one.
But does that sound like a
I
good
will.
awareness piece? Like, what would be a good awareness for you? Post-its I love. What else comes to mind for like awareness that would be
Yeah, let's
helpful?
develop some tools for people.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh,
You know what I used to?
writing it down every day.
Yep.
Okay, let me be like a journal, like some sort of written
Yeah.
thing. Yeah.
One of the things right, so like when I was training, we focused on like negative thought stopping, right?
Okay,
Which
yeah.
is essentially the same kind of thing we're talking about here.
Yeah.
So one of the things that I would do is put a rubber band on my wrist.
Okay.
And every time I had a negative thought about myself, I'd snap myself with the rubber band. It would remind me, it would like wake up my nervous system and
Yeah.
remind me, like, don't say those things.
Okay.
Right.
We'll
Right.
start
I
off
love
with we'll
that.
make a rubber band for your wrist. We'll put I love myself unconditionally on it, and we'll go
And
from
you just-
there.
yeah,
I
we'll
think it's a
just
good
start
start.
there.
That's a good start.
I think that's a great idea.
Okay.
You guys are great.
You're the
Thank you.
Daniel.
Dude,
thanks
this
for
is
calling
so
in.
great. Yeah,
Thanks for
thank
calling
you so
in today.
much.
We're
And like,
grateful.
hey, stay in touch. Like we wanna like keep in touch with your journey and find out how things are going.
Yeah, maybe we would love to
love
hear
that.
about the first couple times you sit down and you're with yourself. Those first couple 3 to 5 minute sessions of I love myself unconditionally. They're profound. Maybe we follow up in a little bit and check back in. Would that be okay?
I love that. Yeah.
Okay.
Let's do
Awesome.
it.
Yeah, and leave it like so. We don't want to leave you with just a nice half-hour talk. Like where I always want to try to help people is this is an everyday practice, right? So
Yes.
make sure you're practicing every day. Do I feel like practicing every day? No. Does Joey? No. No
No.
human feels like doing it every day. So I want you to think about the word devotion, where you're like, look, I don't feel like doing this every day, but I know this is good for me. Let me practice this. And we like to say devotion is the sweetest emotion. And that even if you don't feel like doing it and you do it anyway on the back end later on, you feel pretty good. Like
Yep.
it feels pretty good.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
remember that. None of us are motivated to do it every day. We're all in the human experience, so it's okay to not feel motivated. But just remember, this is a 2 or 3 minute thing. You can wrap that up so quickly. You don't have to suffer and prolong this. You can get right at it in those moments and make significant change. And in a matter of a couple months, make profound changes in your life that we can all do. So, right on, Daniel.
I'm
Thank you
ready.
so much.
I'm ready, man. I'm ready.
Let's go. All right.
Awesome.
We'll call you soon.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Thanks
Awesome.
for calling
Thanks.
in. Awesome. Later.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right, bye. Dude, that was
Daniel's
amazing.
gonna do great.
Like that was
Daniel's gonna do
amazing.
great. Wow. Good awareness piece.
So good. And you could see him like open up, like you could see him become more vulnerable as we were talking
Come on.
about. And like as that happened, he was reaching deeper parts of
Come on.
himself, right? And when he was like,
Come on.
I'm trying to find love somewhere outside of myself, it's like
Mm.
boom.
It's all out here, and then we bring it in, and we're like, just start to love yourself, that unconditional self-love. And then I always love, it's so practical. I can do 3 minutes. I
Yeah,
can
yeah.
sit, feel, and cry.
It's a
I
boxing
could
round.
cry. Yeah, I could do it.
It's a boxing
I
round.
could do a round. Dude, that's it.
Right.
Go do a round.
Yeah.
Go do a round against yourself.
Yeah.
Go face
One
yourself for a
round.
round.
It's not a 15 round
See,
fight.
we're in a corner. We got your shoulders like, all right, champ.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to go out there.
Yeah.
Throw the punch, champ.
Yeah.
I love which punch? I love myself
But
unconditionally.
it's one round. It's not a 10 round
No.
fight. It's not a 15 round fight. It's one round.
100,
One round at a time.
180 seconds. You can do it.
Yeah.
Throw that punch 100 times.
Yeah.
Whatever you need to do. And for those listening, we're not kidding when we say this is undefeated.
No, not
It's
at all.
shocking to me how this works. I would have never thought it works like this.
Graham and I
I
were.
never would have thought it works like this.
I called Graham, I don't know, a month ago. I don't remember when. But I was a mess. I was like crying at something that happened in my life. And I was like, I can't. Like, I just don't know how to do this. Like, this stuff happens all the time. And I was just a mess. And like, Graham's like trying to talk me out of it. And I'm just like giving him reason after reason. And I could tell he's like getting fed up with me. And so I was like, just tell yourself you love yourself unconditionally. I'm like, so I start saying it, and I like, within seconds,
Yeah.
I'm fine. And like I could just tell him, he's just back there going, throw the fucking punch.
Throw the fucking punch. I needed to be coached like that. I forgot to throw it. But remember, you're building habits. That's how you know this is real, not a hype or a quick fix or some miracle. It's like, no, this is a skill. I build it. Here's how we do it. And for everyone we've talked to, they've never loved themselves unconditionally. This is real, right?
Mhm.
They've been conditional. So this might sound simple, but it's supposed to be, because we haven't been doing it. We've loved ourselves conditionally. Our great caller Daniel, he called it editing. He wouldn't even let all of himself be there because he didn't even think that was allowed.
Mhm.
That is devastating. And starting to love yourself unconditionally, that's the beauty of it. You're like, could it be that simple? Yes. That's what makes it so great. Is it's supposed to be simple. Now you have to do it though. If you don't do it, it's not going to work, which makes me really happy, because that's how you know this isn't luck,
Mhm.
right?
Yep.
You don't do it, it doesn't work. If you do it, it does work. Great. Everyone has access,
Amen.
and it's free. So come on.
It is free. Should we give Maris a call here?
let's call our expert.
I want to talk to Maris about parts work,
Let's call our
Right.
expert.
like, because I have a question about that.
Our marriage and family therapist expert, Maris. We're so grateful to have Maris. And we're going to tease a bit that we have coming up, maybe on our next show. We have another expert who's going to come on our show. Her name is Jade. She
Right.
is absolutely extraordinary. And she is going to lead a bit called Shoot Your Shot. And
We're
she is-
hoping.
We're hoping. She does it already. Check her out on Instagram.
Yeah.
It's Jade. Look her up. Let's tell everyone what it is. Check out Jade. She's extraordinary, working in the dating space, giving such great practical advice for people. What's her Instagram?
Her name's Jade Paris, and it's jade.nyasha, Jade period NYASIA.
Check
She
her
does
out.
these
Check
whole
her out.
things like how to shoot your shot. She gives you different scenarios, like at the gym, at the grocery store, but it's based in like respect, and
Yeah.
she she kind of coaches you through it and just teaches you how to talk, right? And like
Boom.
it's not like spitting game. It's not coming up and
It's
being
not
like, yo, girl,
slick.
it's not slick.
It's not
It's
hustling
like saying
someone.
some things like,
Genuine.
hey, I see you in here a lot, and I'm
Yeah.
always too nervous to come up and say
Yeah.
hello. That is genuine.
And she'll say, like, here to shoot your shot in the gym. When not to do it. A girl's in the middle of doing squats. Don't walk up to her.
Yeah.
She's on the
Like
ground,
she's on the ground
stretching.
Like,
Don't walk
that's
up
not the
over
moment
her.
to do it.
So Jade gives such practical, real advice on how to shoot your shot. And this is what I love, as a mental skills coach. She's all after whether it works or not. Move on with your
Just
life.
walk away. Like,
Walk away.
You get her number, walk
away. Next
you
play.
don't get her number, walk
You don't
away.
sit there and go crazy. You move on. And that's where we get down. You got to miss really well, right?
Mhm.
You'll make some shots, but you got to miss shots really well, make people feel safe after you get, I don't know if rejected's the right word, but after it doesn't work, You get on with your life. You're like, respect, queen. You move on. Now we're missing well,
Amen.
right? And what do we call that? That's our next play.
Next play.
Next play. Next play. So what? Next play. Let it go. Get it back. Next play, I tap. Right. I'm moving forward. I'm getting it back. And if you're like in the moment, you're doing that and you're shooting your shot and you're getting your feelings. Remember, we got our palms down, right? You're gonna feel
that's
this,
a big one.
but I don't react. I respond. I take a breath, and I move on. That's it. And what's our breath? Our 4-7-8. So you could be in that moment. You're shooting your shot. It's a no. You feel totally triggered. You're like, no problem, thank you, and you move on, even though you're triggered and you're taking your
Just
breath.
exit the scene.
Exit.
Get
Dude,
out of
get
there.
Out. Leave. If you come back, we will force you to leave. Leave. And then you did great, right? You did great. And whether it's not the right fit for that person, you just made that woman feel safe, feel respected, not feel awkward in the gym after that. And you can both respectfully enjoy working out, and it won't be weird after that.
Amen.
So, Jade, we're hoping we get a chance to work with you. We think you're amazing, and we'd love to have the Shoot Your Shot with Jade bit on our show.
So we got a lot going on. It's so exciting.
Come on.
All right, let's give Maris a call here.
Licensed marriage and family therapist. You're like, okay, got to be buttoned up. Let's go.
Her brain's amazing.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hey, Maris.
What's up, Maris?
Hey, how are you?
Good. How's your day been so far?
It's been good, been full. I've seen 7 people today. So.
Oh, wow.
Just another day for the legend Maris, helping people out all day long. Let's go.
Yes. How are you guys? How's your day?
Fantastic. We're having a great show.
It's been an amazing day. It's been an amazing show. My real question for you though is, how's Walter?
Oh, well, Walter's he's loving and cute. That's for sure.
Walter is
thriving in
Maris's
spring
horse.
weather.
Oh,
Yes.
Will you tell us real quick who Walter is, Maris, so everyone knows?
Yes. Walter is our rescue thoroughbred off the track. I've had him 23 years. He's almost 27. Next month will be his birthday, which he loves to celebrate.
Go.
Wow.
He's not rideable anymore, but he's certainly petable. So.
As Maris sent us a video over the weekend of her and Walter, and he seems like the coolest horse I've ever seen.
Oh my
Maris,
gosh, yeah.
Maris can ride horses. Maris does art. Maris is a concert level pianist and a marriage and family therapist. Maris, what do you not do? It's remarkable.
It's amazing.
All right, Joey, we just had a great talk. We had a great caller come in, got our minds all stimulated here. I think Joey wants to kick us off.
Yeah, and we won't keep you too long. We know you've had a long day. So we had this great caller named Daniel. He just ended a 7-year relationship. He was very triggered. I guess they triggered each other.
He called himself an artist. I think she was a psychologist.
She was a psychologist.
Yeah.
And so but the connection he made was that the things that were triggering him were trauma that he had from his relationship with his father, who sounded pretty aggressive. Yeah. And so he talked about he's done parts work in therapy. Mm-hmm. And one of the things we kind of talked about was so that part of him that would come out when he's triggered is called the protector. And he's like, is this very like angry and mean and sharp and really protects me. And so one of the things we talked about was he developed that part to protect himself, right, as a child, and against somebody that was bigger and stronger and like just more of a senior figure than him. So he developed this protector that was so strong and so vicious and would lash out. And he acknowledged this. He said that can be something in a relationship that does not make a woman feel very safe. Yeah. And so we had talked about, well, maybe you need like the parts that you develop can evolve as you move through relationships. And like maybe it was time for him to say, protector, like, thank you, you served me well, you kept me safe, I don't need you anymore, like, I'm gonna move on. So how, like, from your perspective, do you see that where somebody has a part, you're doing parts therapy, or do you do parts therapy? If you do you see that like somebody has developed a part to protect themselves from something in their life, and now that thing is protecting themselves from something else, but maybe it doesn't need to have the same intensity.
Yeah, I think this goes back to a whole global approach that I do to therapy, which is what you're feeling disruptive?
Hmm.
And disruption means it's interfering with your ability to optimally function. And what optimal function looks like, it occurs across different realms. It occurs in our jobs, in our relationships, within our habits, and within ourselves. So we're all going to have parts, and parts develop to create safety and organization in our lives. And for this person, it sounds like there was a development with a primary caregiver, which is typically more of an ingrained part. But this part came forward to help him establish what felt like a sense of safety. But now it's disruptive, right? It's affecting the relationship. It's affecting his transference to, his partner, who they're not together, you said, right?
Yeah, they broke up. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so it's now spilling over in a way that is maladaptive, and the information that this part is giving out is too loud for the situation, and it's caused some kind of rupture, some kind of harm, if I'm following correctly. So
Yes.
when you're dealing with a disruptive part or any disruptive emotion, and that can be a whole clinical diagnosis, right? Anxiety, depression, trauma. We're all going to have times where we feel anxious and sad, but are we disrupted chronically by those things, right? Then that kind of pings me to what kind of body work is this person doing? And I think that it's not just about granting permission to the part to say, thank you for showing me or teaching me or helping to protect me, because there's probably more unresolved there in the nervous system, going back to our core conversation.
Okay.
Wow. Wow, that's amazing, Maris. Can we, like when someone, like what Joey was talking about, going, okay, this maybe doesn't serve me anymore. It served me at some point. In your work with people, what's some of the things they can do in that moment when they recognize maybe something's not serving them anymore, but it still has a lot of electricity in it, and still, yeah.
Well, it depends on what level of trigger they're experiencing, right? We also talked about the window of tolerance last episode, right?
Yes.
So if you are having the trigger and it keeps you within that window of tolerance, then you're able to regulate it. So there's the window where you go into fight, so you're hyper aroused in the nervous system, or freeze, which is hypo aroused. And if you feel yourself leave your window where you're not able to do any regulation or logical intervention, then you need to do deep breath work. You need to mobilize, jumping up and down, like really somatic interventions. But if you are within your window of tolerance, which means there's some ability to self-reflect and regulate in the moment, there's a lot of things that you can do. You can dialogue with the part. Like you said, Joey, you had really good language there. I don't know if that was what the caller said, but basically like, thank you for showing up for me. You've really been helpful in times when I needed safety. And dialoguing with that part, or journaling to that part, writing a letter from the part to the self, or from the self to the part.
Wow.
Right?
Ooh, writing a letter.
There's a lot of different things that you can do. But I think if it were really as simple as just to say, thank you for being here, I don't need you anymore, then it wouldn't keep coming back. So I think there are coping mechanisms, but if you want true resolve, depending on the level of disruption and flooding, then you might benefit from things like brain spotting and EMDR.
Wow, amazing. It's like building that awareness piece and then digging in and doing some of the work. And then like brain spotting, I know that's new words for me, Maris. It's probably new for a lot of people. Walk us through what in your work with doing brain spotting with people, like once you've identified something like this, how does that work?
Brain spotting is hard to explain in a concise way, but basically it takes a belief, a memory or experience, and pairs it with body sensation. And then with a therapist, you look for an associated charged eye position that holds more information, because the eyes connect to our brain, into our fight or flight center, and which bypasses our logical narrative mind, which is our most recently evolved brain. So when you supercharge the body around an activation point, and then you use the eyes to guide you and provide orientation, then you go to the root of where that lives in the neurons in the brain, and then also goes through the brainstem into the nervous system, and our bodies can kind of move through the somatic experience and somatic memory of those things. I know that's a little bit elevated and hard to grasp.
No,
Wow.
No, Maris, you got it. And I know you're doing like you're back to back all day, but we want to encourage anyone if you would like to do this work, please reach out to Maris. She's like one of the best in the world at doing this. And like when I knew you existed, Maris, and you knew how to get to this level, it's like you can really help people rewire themselves and get to that deepest level and make a difference. And I'm just so glad that you're doing the brain spotting, because I think it just takes this to a level that really helps people out. That's really powerful stuff. Wow.
Yeah, I've seen it. I've seen it it blows me away consistently. Still, it's been 10 years doing it. But then also EMDR is like a similar treatment, but adjacent and has fundamental differences. But also EMDR is incredible. It's, I get to be a learner ongoing with how deeply things go, because you only see what's on the surface, but those interventions helped work through unconscious places that me or the client can't possibly know. And that's why when it comes to these kind of questions with like, well, what do you do in the moment? I feel so minimized by not going into the dimensions of every person that I've ever encountered in all the ways I never knew, the things that I know now. So humanity is complex.
To say the least. I've done EMDR, and you're right. Like you can tap into your subconscious in ways that like it's amazing.
Wow.
And I'd definitely be interested in brain spotting. I've got to.
Yeah. Maris, thank you. I know we don't have long with you today, but amazing. Thank you for this incredible advice, for guiding us.
Anytime. It's my pleasure. It's always so fun to talk to you guys.
Wow. This is great. I can't wait. We got to do a show from the pasture.
Yeah.
Oh.
Like that's just a given.
We'll all get together, Maris, and we'll do a show out there together. We'll get Walter in the show.
That would be amazing. It'd be Walter's greatest lore.
Yes, let's go, Walter. Well, Maris, once again, thank you. Thank you for being on our show. You always give us such a grounding experience and make this real for us, and your expertise is respected on such a deep level. So thanks for guiding us and doing the great work you're doing. I know you've done seven sessions in a day is exhausting. You must be exhausted. So go get your time, and just thank you for the work you do.
Yeah, thank you.
Of course. Thank you, guys.
You got it. Okay, we'll call you soon, Maris.
All right, sounds good.
Okay.
All right, thanks. Bye.
Man, that's incredible. So some of these techniques, like therapy, is getting to a level where you can do stuff that almost seems out of this world, but it's so practical. She's been doing that for 10 years.
10 years.
A decade she's been working with people on this stuff, We're not kidding when we say reach out to her if you want to do this stuff.
Yeah.
Reach out to Maris, see if you can get in her book and get a session. It'll change your life, especially if you're really wanting to really get to the depth of some of this stuff and unroot some old stuff. Man, she's on it.
She just knows it so well.
Yeah.
I mean, she's just such an empathetic person to begin with, if you ever talk to her for long periods of time, but she knows the science of it like so well. Like
it's satisfying.
Like your stuff.
Yeah.
She knows the science of this stuff, and
she knows it.
It's insane.
It's really comforting for me to be around someone who's that smart, because it to me, it puts my guard down, and I'm like, okay, I just want to learn. I want to get better.
Mm-hmm.
And you're getting good stuff from her. So we're lucky to have Maris on our show. Well, it's been a great show today, huh?
It's been an awesome show. So I think like if we wrap some stuff up with giving our listeners some skills, I think it's kind of that it comes back still choose your response, right?
Yeah,
Nervous system regulations, choose your response. I really like what Maris said. If you've developed these parts, you have this protector that comes out. Really think about like whether that serves you, and if it's still coming out in situations that it wasn't developed for, there's probably some work that needs to be done there, right?
That's right. And remember, if you want someone to come into your life, you got to make space for them.
You got to make space, clear
so
that.
You got to love yourself unconditionally. All the parts of you. Always remember that. And our affirmation, it's unstoppable. I love myself unconditionally. So love yourself unconditionally. That's what me and Joey are working on every day.
Yeah.
And
we got some fun things coming up.
Let's go.
And we'll let you know. Ask us questions. Follow us on social. And yeah, don't forget to love yourself today.
See you guys soon. Peace.